I sent out an email to the youth earlier this week, and I asked them, I also sent it to their parents, but I asked them to think of one word that they would like to describe their lives. Now, I know that they have 100 other things on their plates, and probably an email from their pastor is not like number one on their list of things to attend to. So they may or may not have a word to share with us. And either way, it's just fine. One word, though, one word. If you had one word to describe your hopes and intentions, your dreams for your life, what would that word be? One word. You know, we live in a world now that is so much more about image, right? About pictures and music and images than it is about text. I am a word person, but the world out there is much more about images. And in a way, it recalls the Middle Ages, when there wasn't a lot of literacy. There was much more images, and so that's when you got these gorgeous stained glass windows. They were there for a reason, to tell a story, the story of the gospel. Jesus was a master of image, you know, as were the gospel writers. So we have this beautiful image of the vine. Last week we had the image of Good Shepherd. Jesus leaves us with the image and the elements of bread and wine to describe something very, very magnificent and huge, that it would take many, many, many words to describe. So boiling something down into just a couple of words or images or phrases is a discipline that I commend to you. It's a discipline that our kids are very familiar with. Does anyone do Twitter? Anybody? 144 characters, right? You boil it down. Now, a lot of that is actually a link onto a much larger article. Vine, does anyone know Vine? It's 14 seconds. You get 14 seconds, a snippet of a song. And from that 14 seconds, you get to, you know, do you like that song or not like it? 14 seconds of a video to describe an experience. Haiku. Anyone know haiku? Haiku is a form of poetry that distills a whole philosophy, sometimes whole philosophies, down into 3 lines of poetry. So I do commend this attempt to think about your word in one life, and what would that one word be? I think Jesus is doing that towards the end of his life. This chapter that we have, that we've been reading from John 15, we start in John 15 this morning. He is really coming towards the end of his life. He doesn't have a lot of time left. Doesn't have a lot of words left. And so you see more and more that he's distilling down. And I think the one word that he distills for us is the word abide. Abide. And that is a very, not a word that we hear a lot. So what are some images that you have for that word abide? Anybody bring up anything? It's not a very common word, is it?
Stay.
The what?
Stay.
Stay. To rest in or to wait. Is that what you? Yeah. Someone at 8 o'clock said you abide in your abode. Abide. It means to rest in, to trust, to stay, a resting place, a place where you know you're home, where everything is okay, where you can completely and truly just relax and be yourself and know that no harm is going to come to you. Abide. And that's the word that Jesus leaves us with. Abide in me. I'm your resting place. Connection with me is where you will find your greatest sustenance that will sustain you throughout your days, throughout hard places and easy places. It will give you your sense of home, your sense of belonging, your sense of identity will be in this abiding place, this resting place of connection. And so it's really, Jesus points us to a life that isn't really a whole lot about theories or rules or how-tos. You know, does anyone else get those emails or things that go, five ways to have a happy marriage, 10 steps to peace in your life? You know, those kind of steps, and you follow those, and then you go, yeah, that's kind of hard, and I'm not sure that really does it for me, and how can I remember all that? Jesus says it's not about all the steps and the how-tos and the theories. It's about relationship, connection, home, knowing where you belong. When you live from that place, you're going to be fine. You'll know what direction to take. You'll know how to live. Your life will just unfold in a more peaceful and easy kind of way. Mother Teresa and actually many other leaders have discovered that the busier you are, the more that is on your plate, you know, the more challenges in front of you, the more things that are pulling at you, the more appointments and things that you have to do in your day. Increase your prayer time. Now that is opposite, right, of what we usually think. We think, oh my gosh, I have to pull on my clothes really quick and get out the door and start all of my day. Mother Teresa and other leaders, your leader including, know that the more responsibility you carry, the more challenges you face, spend that much more time in prayer, still, silent, and you will be amazed at how things just fall into place. They do. They fall into place. And a lot of the effort that you would have expended trying to make things happen, they just happen. Now, is that always the case? No, it's not always the case. I'm not saying that it's a magic pill. But when you run into those hard places, when you're really connected to Christ, you've got extra energy, extra juice. You have kind of that wind, the wind beneath your wings. Another image for you is a flock of geese. You know, you've seen those flock of geese in the sky? There's one at the head, right? That one at the head is taking the headwind. And the others can they don't have to work so hard because of the one at the head. If you let Christ is saying, let me be at the head. Rest in my, rest in the airflow that I'm creating for you. And your life just, it's not going to be so tough, so hard. Abide, that's the word. It's the word for the day. Actually, it's the word for life. Abide. I want to leave you with one other image. It's a story. Some of us, a small group of us, went to a place called Family Resource Center this last week. For those of you who were here last week, I gave out some pretty startling statistics about homelessness in Salinas, particularly affecting our children, meaning no permanent address. So they may be staying. They might actually have a roof over their heads with neighbors or cousins or something like that, but no permanent address. So we actually went to see the Family Resource Center, which serves many of these homeless families throughout Salinas. And the woman named Cheryl Carmody is the director there. And when we were there, she made time for I think there were 5 of us, she made plenty of time for us. She handled at least 3 or 4 families that came in needing a variety of different things. There was two girls that came in, and it was discovered through a bit of research by her assistant that one of those girls had that set of clothing that she was wearing. That was it. And so she's got this supply closet of all different sizes of clothing. She pulled the clothing out, stuffed up a backpack. I mean, all of this unfolded, in addition to which many, many other things were happening. All of this unfolded in the hour that we were there. And there was no sense of hurry or stress. It unfolded peacefully, gracefully. Cheryl also raises draft horses. So we saw her pictures of draft horses. She has mules. She has corgis. So she has this full, and she sits on many boards. How does one person do all of that? Right? How does one person do that and still give you the sense that you are just the center of her attention in that moment? I'm guessing that the way she does that is by being connected to the vine, a branch from the vine. And so this other life beyond her flows through her. It flows through us too. It flows through us too. And so I commend us to stay connected, daily stay connected, abide in Christ as he abides in us. Amen. One of the wonderful things that we're going to do today is honor our kids who do abide. I'm telling you, if you could see all that these kids do, and they're here serving among us, they abide in this church, and we abide in them. Wherever they go, they're going to carry us with them. So I'd like to just invite them to come up now so we can say thank you to these amazing people. Are these awesome people of God?
Linda asked me, preparatory to this service, to survey the young people and their families to get a sense of their activities. You have some snippets in the newsletter. They really are tweets because there's much, much more that is not included. I was amazed by the level of activity almost everybody has, how many things they're doing on a weekly basis, just incredible. I was also impressed, and I think you will be too as you look through this list, of the things that we're involved in as a group of young people and as a church. But these guys, academics, many, many excellent performances, scouting, church activities, and you can see some of the acolytes, horseback riding, music. Last night we saw Ronnie prop up some old guys in a band. One that I don't see mentioned, but I know it's on the list, is roller derby. We have a couple of young women who are roller derby champs. So there is no end. And I would just invite you to get to know these guys, the ones you don't know. And I would invite you guys to get to know us old people. Ronnie, once again, and you read the first article about the dinner group, says he's gotten to know some people that he wouldn't have known otherwise. Well, that's certainly the case on our part. In our dinner group, there's Ronnie and Sarah and Josie and Ethan, and I don't think we would know them at all were it not for the dinner group. They have been quite patient with us old people, and we enjoy being part of their lives. So you guys invite us to come and participate in your events where we might be supportive, and we thank you for your involvement here and everything you're doing.
Yeah. We have a few who are graduating, who are going on to college, and so we'd like to especially recognize our graduates.
Now, I don't think any are here, but members of your family are. But first, I'll just announce who they are. Graduating this year are Aiden Francioni and you'll see some information about Aiden and all the graduates in your magazine. Aiden and Paloma Bercioli and Mitchell Martin. Now, Mitchell could not be here. He had another event to attend today. But is Paloma? Oh, I'm sorry, Paloma. You just look so grown up. So anyway, onward we go. You want to go ahead and give us so Paloma. I'll give for you. And then Aiden is not here, correct? So it's our chance. We'll have Tess. We'll represent Aiden, thank you. And we'll give Mitchell his gift when he joins us perhaps next Sunday.
Paloma, do you want to tell us where you're going next year and what you're going to be studying? Okay. Next year, I will be attending CSUMB in Seaside, and I will be studying visual and public arts, emphasizing in museum studies. Aiden is heading off to Quest University in British Columbia, and he's going to be studying outdoors everything. He's on the National Ski Patrol, and he's quite an outdoors person. So he's going up to British Columbia. And Mitchell Martin, who is our newest acolyte here at the church, will be going to Monterey Peninsula College. So, and we send all of these 3 graduates off with our love, prayers, and blessings. So thank you to every one of you for all of your service, both here in the church and in the community. We love you. Earlier, I asked you for one word. Does anyone actually bring a word? Did anyone do that? I told you an email from their pastor is just one word for your intention and for your life. Your hope for your life. Horses.
Medicine.
Hectic. Unprepared.
I'm trying.
That's 2 words.
Whatever, fine, happy. We'll go with that. Thank you. We'll continue with the prayers of the people.